Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, we are 3 minutes late. We had some technical problems and we were trying to solve them. Welcome, everyone. It's always so good to have you all here with us. Thank you so much for coming. Tell us where you are joining from. Mexico, present. Wonderful. Goiânia, Rio. So good to see people from all over Brazil. I believe you have taught today, right, to your pre-primary learners. Pará, Piracicaba. Very brave teachers. End of the afternoon, we still motivated to learn, to develop professionally. Wonderful. Is there anyone for the first time with us in a Cambridge webinar? Hello, Carla. Hello, everyone. Oh, so good. People, newcomers for the very first time. Keep coming. Thank you so much. And you are ready. Great. Thanks, Manuel. All right. So I'm sure Tereza has lots of things to share with you. So let's keep going. Welcome again to today's webinar. I'm going to ask help to change my slides. I'm going to be very brief. I would like to invite you once again to follow us on social media. So please look for Cambridge Brazil on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Lots of content there for you. Also updates on our events. A little bit of housekeeping before we begin. We will have time for questions and answers at the end, right? The last minutes. And we will post in the chat box at the very end a link for you to give us feedback. And from this link, you have access to a certificate, right? Some of you need to prove you have been studying, developing yourself, and these certificates are useful. This webinar is being recorded, and very soon we will upload the recording on our YouTube channel, Cambridge Brazil. So today we have the honor to have our academic consultant, Tereza Sequia, who has been with us for a long time, very experienced, an expert on this age group. I'm sure you are going to enjoy all the ideas she carefully studied and put together to share with you. Tereza, thanks very much for accepting our invitation, and let's have a very good webinar.
Well,
Count on
thank
us.
you, Katja. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask your help to help me with all the comments, all the questions.
Right.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to the session. Welcome to the session. I'm very pleased to have you all here. And I do hope we can spend together a very nice time talking about pre-primary learners, okay? So I am going to start sharing my presentation. And when I do this, I won't be able to see the comments, but I am going to ask you to keep on writing your comments because Katja is going to keep me informed of everything that you're going to write, right? And
Sure.
I do want your participation. As Katja said, there was a little problem at the beginning of this session when we were testing, and the audio, unfortunately, is not working so well, right, Katja? So I decided that you are going to, let's say, you have to bear with me and with my beautiful voice, right, Katja? Because I am going to substitute the audios for the session. I hope you don't run away, please, because I do want you to participate, okay? So let's start sharing. Hold on just a second. I'm going to go for the entire screen. All right. Can you see my slides?
Yes, we can, Tereza.
Okay, great. So the topic of this presentation, or the title of this presentation, is Tiny Steps, Big Impact, Learning in the Pre-Primary Classroom. I showed this slide to Katja, but I said, Katja, this doesn't seem like a presentation for pre-primary learners, right? Because primary learners, they want visual, they want colorful pictures. So to get in the mood, I decided to change the beginning of my presentation with a different slide. How does it feel? Better? Well, I like this a lot better. And then we can go back to the title and say tiny steps, big impact. And I'm going to start with a tiny step, a very short warm up activity. Because you see, whenever you start a session or a class, you are a little wired, right? So I need to calm down a little bit. So, can you follow me with this activity? I'm counting on you. I can't see you, but I am assuming that you are following me, right? I want you to show me your hands. Can you show me your hands? Yes. So, now I want you to put your hands up and down. Hands up, hands down. Breathing in and down, up and down, in and out, up and down. Now show me your hands. Let's close our hands. Close and open. Close and open. Close and open. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Look, it's like they're like stars. We are all stars. So let's shine together. Okay, so let's shine. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Thank you very much. Did you enjoy this activity? I hope so. Let us know. Katja, please tell me that they love this beginning. What do you think? Do you think
Yes,
they
they are.
liked it?
Yes, they did.
That's so great. You see, I started with this activity because one of the most important things when we are working with kids is to let them feel good in the classroom. And sometimes they are so wired, so energetic that they need something to calm them down, to help them focus, to have them tuning into English. This is a mindfulness activity, and this can be done with adults, with teenagers, and with very little students as well, like the pre primary students, right? This is connected to well being, and well being is one of the key elements for teaching very young learners. Through well being activities, they feel good enough in order to be able to interact with one another. They will learn how to get along, how to cooperate in the activities, and they will feel stronger, more resilient for everything that they have to go through. But we have different students with different learning styles, you know that. And we do have different paces of learning. And for that, we need to cater for mixed ability classes and to favor different types of students at different development rates. It's something that is very important for very young learners as well, because it has to do with well being. To feel accepted, to feel valued is something very, very important. And we have to face it. These students in pre-primary level, they are between 3 and 5, right? Or five-ish. They start at 5 and they might be finishing pre-primary level at the age of 6, for example, or a little later than 6. So they are accustomed to be the center of attention in their families, the little prince and the little princess who has all the attention. But when they go to school, they are one among a group of students and they have to learn that they have the same rights, the same duties, and they have to learn how they function. They have to create a new identity as a student. And to help them go through this phase is something very important because we are paving their way to primary level, right? And these three elements, they are so important that we cannot leave them aside. We have to incorporate them into our classes, but they are not separate. They are interconnected, intertwined. So sometimes when you work with one activity, you are working with all of them all together. And I'm going to give you some examples today, right? So going back to well-being. Well-being is something that we build in every second we are with the students in the classroom, in a let's say in an everyday basis. So whenever we do something, we value what the students are doing. We acknowledge their effort. When they draw things, when they do activities and we take pictures, we place these pictures on the wall so that everybody can see how well they are doing. This gives them a feeling of achievement that is very, very important. They will feel valued and they will know that the teacher and the school are acknowledging their not only their effort but the outcomes of their work in the classroom as well, right? So every single activity that is well developed by the students will give them this feeling of well-being, the feeling of belongingness that is so important. And we have to cater for emotional well-being as well, right? They have to feel that they belong in the classroom, that they are part of the group, that they are valued by their peers and by their teachers. And this is something very, very interesting because well-being is pretty much related to self-esteem. And when we talk about self esteem, about emotional well being, we are showing students how well they are doing and how they are able to create a good rapport among their peers. They are learning how to deal with themselves, the way they act throughout the activities, the way they have to behave. And by learning this, they will become better students, and this will help them throughout their lives as well. So, whenever they feel or they do an activity and they see that they're doing well, they say, wow, gee, I feel like songs are great. I feel like I am valued by my teacher. I feel like I'm healthy. So, all this will bring positive feelings that will build their self esteem. And there are moments that where we are going to ask students to reflect. Some moments in which they will stop, reflect, ponder, and they will breathe in and out. They will calm down, and at the same time, they will be able to concentrate and focus on what they have been learning, and they will be able to internalize the content. When they are too energetic, sometimes they need that time to calm down. And this is pretty much related to well being. Now, let me show you something. This small part of this activity is related to the stars. But as you see, I adapted it to this online presentation because you can see only my the upper part of my body, right? So I use my hands basically. But with the students, you can ask them to stand up, move around, do a lot of gestures. And this is also related to well being, not only reflection time and mindfulness, but the idea of being able to move around, to be active, to use their energy. This is also related to well being. But at the end, they can always go back to the book and see with the pictures how well they're doing. In this case, they are going to think, wow, gee, I feel good in the classroom. I think these people are my friends. I feel like they are friendly. Wow, that's great. And I'm doing some movements. I am doing yoga. I'm playing games. Wow, gee, I feel healthy. But the most important thing, wow, I feel safe in the classroom. Because if students do not enjoy being in the classroom, if they don't feel safe, if they miss their parents, they won't be able to take advantage of all the fun and all the activities that happen in the classroom. So we have to cater for this well-being at all times. Because well-being has to do with something very, very important, which is a safe learning environment. And this is what we have to create for all the students in general, but especially with for pre-primary students. They have to be safe. And how are they going to be safe if everything they do is gradually introduced and I show them their way through the activity? If they don't know what to do, if they are totally lost, they won't feel safe, right? So we have to prepare them for everything that we do. So I decided to use an example related to emotions. So I am going to show them pictures, right? Today, I'm happy. Are you happy? Show me happy. Today, I am sad. Hmm. Show me sad. Hmm. And that's interesting because we know what sad is, we know what happy is. But these kids, they are learning how to read facial expressions. So sometimes you might make very clear that you were mad, that you were angry, but sometimes they don't get it because they're not accustomed to trying to figure out the face expressions. So we are teaching them that, right? Today, I'm okay, right? I'm okay. Perfect. Today, I'm angry. I hope you are doing the miming too, right? Because I am making a fool out of myself, but I don't want to do that alone, right? I want your participation too. So today, I am tired. Oh, today, I'm excited, and I am really excited to be here with you today. But look, I there are thousands of games that we can play using these pictures. So what I am doing with the kids is using these pictures for a variety of activities like sad, point angry, point angry, and so on and so forth. So after that, then this is an example of flashcards that I can use in the classroom, right? And students can mime along. But what if I decide to do something a little further, to use, uh, let's say, their ability to express themselves? So today I'm sad. Can you show me sad? Sad. Sadder. Sad. Sadder. Sad. Sadder. Sad. So today I'm sad. 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 Okay. Imagine, so we are showing students different levels of sadness, right? So here the same thing. Today I'm excited. excited, excited, excited. Can you do this in 3 levels? Today, I am angry, angry, angry. Yes. This, of course, I'm not going to do the whole thing with all the 6 adjectives for sure. But you got the idea. So here I have the words, the new words, but I have also the language. Today I am sad. And I'm playing with a sound. I'm playing with the meaning sad, sad, sad. But what I am doing really is preparing them for the song. Let's see, Katja, I am going to play it and tell me if you can hear it, okay?
All right, fingers crossed, everyone.
Fingers crossed. If not, you have to put up with my voice.
Yes, I guess we will need to invite everyone to sing with us. The sound is
Ah,
not
okay.
playing.
Today I'm sad, 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 sad. Today I'm excited, 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 excited. Today I'm angry, 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 angry. So I'm going to stop here because I think that you have already put up with my voice for a while, right? So have you noticed? Today I'm sad. Today I'm excited. Today I am angry. So what did I do? I prepared with the flashcards the sequence of words that will be used in the song, so students know exactly what kind of language is going to be used and the sequence that they will be presented. So when they get to the song, they are already prepared. This is only presentation, so students are not supposed to repeat the words. They are supposed to understand and mime the gestures. So see, everything is very, very smooth. So students will be ready to do whatever you ask them to, provided that you prepare them for that. You give them the language, you give them the tune, you give them the movements, and then they will feel safe enough to do the activity. And guess what? After it's finished, I complete by asking them to open up their books. They will listen to the audio this time, not only the video, and they will listen and point to the pictures. Now, what if I have a workbook? Then I can finish here and go to the workbook. But gee, there are some students who are very fast and they finish very quickly. Well, what am I gonna do then? Very, very easy. I can give them an extra activity. Can you see the canvas there? I can ask students who are fast to draw themselves in the way they feel today. Today I am okay. So I am going to draw the okay version of myself. Or today I am excited. So I am going to draw the excited version of myself. Oh, but there are people who don't like to draw. Oh, no problem. You can bring pictures and they will, with the cutouts that you bring into the classroom, they can choose the version with the feeling that will represent them. Instead of a drawing, they can glue a picture of a kid or a drawing of a kid that is happy, excited, angry, or you can do things with different types of materials like plastic, like crayons, or Play Doh, for example, right? So you can use this the way you feel like. You can extend the activity or you can shorten the activity if you prefer. You can start in the classroom and finish at home. Students, right? They can do that. Now, if you have students that are very fast, really very fast, then you can give or assign this activity only for the fast learning students. So It's, let's say, an extra card that you keep under your sleeve and you use it whenever it's necessary, right? And this has to do with mixed ability groups. So we do have students who are faster, and we do have students that are a little slower in learning something through different types of activities. So, example, some students, they might be wonderful with songs, but these students might be terrible, for example, in drawing, right? Some students may love dancing and others may love, for example, handicraft. So we are talking about different learning paces, and we are talking about different learning styles as well, right? So, for example, here I can ask students who are faster to finish the activity. But this is just one element of mixability strategies. When we talk about mixability, we need extra activities for fast finishers. We need a variety of active and seated activities so that students can cope with different styles of activities. And some of them will identify themselves with active activities, and some other with more, let's say, calming, soothing activities, right? I need activities that can be shortened or extended, like the example of the drawing that I showed you, right? We need activities involving actions, cards, objects, because they all offer extra support for learners. Some students, they don't even need flashcards, but you have flashcards for the ones who do, right? So I always add more input whenever necessary, and I prepare reviews. And these reviews, I can focus on possible learning gaps. Some of my students, they need to practice or develop gross motor skills, for example, or fine motor skills, or they have to learn a little more of vocabulary or pronunciation of the words. So I will cater for these gaps during review activities. All this equals management of different learning paces in the classroom, right? Okay, so look at this activity. I can do the activity asking students to match orally, right? But for those who are very, very fast after finishing the activities in the workbook, they can match, or they can find items, specific items, or they can match here. The first one, by the way, the first one I am counting. I'm working with numeracy, right? And by the way, this is a cross curricular lesson, so they have to watch the video, right? And then later on, they can count. The faster students, they can count the items that are there. The faster students can find specific elements in the picture, and here they do the matching, right? So different extra activities for different types of lessons, right? Create a safe learning environment. Why work so much on well-being, right? Because that builds student self-confidence, and feeling confident is one of the most important things uh, that will allow students to enjoy what they do in the classroom. It encourages participation. A safe learning environment develops autonomy because they will know what they are supposed to do, and they will feel keen on participating. And if they know what they are supposed to do, they will simply know where to put their things, where they have to sit, when they have to stand, when they have to sing. And this becomes something natural, becomes something safe because it's part of their routine. A safe learning environment increases the feeling of achievement. I love to be here. I love English. I love learning. I love singing, right? And it raises motivation. A safe learning environment is important for all types of students, but is crucial for pre-primary learners because it's the first experience they have when they come to school, right? Let's make it a memorable one. What about school readiness? What, Teresa, what are you talking about, school readiness? Well, again, you cannot hear the audio, so you have to put up with me. Look, this is my friend Hug, right? My friend Hug. She loves hugging. That's why her name is Hug. And we have Hummy, and he loves singing. And they decided to sing a song for you, but unfortunately, the audio is not helping, right? So please put up with my voice again. So I am going to show you a little bit of the video, but I'm gonna stop right away, right? So she says, let's, let's sing, let's clap and sing. Let's clap, listen, and sing. So it goes like this. Hummy says, I'm okay. And we repeat, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. You escaped, because if we were face to face, I would ask you to do this activity with me. So imagine the first sentence is being said by Hug. The second one will be said by the students. I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad. I am angry, 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 I am tired, 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 I am tired. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. But what happens later? She stops singing. And then we have who? We have Hami. And Hami is so energetic. So he has another pace. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. Let's do the following. I will make up a new voice, right? I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry. So you see, students will respect the beat, and they will repeat the sentences after Hug and Hami. And the beat is going to be a little slower with Hami and a little faster, a little slower with Hug and a little faster with Hami. And students will get accustomed to the song, to the chant in a slower version. And then, after getting accustomed, they will speed up with pace with humming, right? Later on, for hopefully, you will be able to listen to all these songs. We promise, right, Katja? So, of course, you couldn't hear. But I think that through my, let's say, through my version of the song, there are certain things that you can identify. For example, language practice. Have you noticed? I am sad. I'm sad. I am tired. I'm tired. So a lot, especially of repetition, but meaningful repetition, because here there is a context. They say, I repeat. They say, I repeat. So imagine, I didn't even do this activity fully, but have you noticed how many times we repeated the same sentences? And students will do that without realizing they are repeating the words and the sentences. We work a lot with rhythm and intonation. And by intonation, we repeat the sentences as they are being said. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. I am sad. I am sad. Right? So I will repeat the pattern and I will use different tones, different types of intonation, and the rhythm will change as well, right? This is speaking practice. And we are clapping at the same time. So we are working with gross motor skills. And we can practice at some point fine motor skills as well, right? The skills that prepare students for writing in the future. Self expression, because everybody is miming the feelings in different ways. This is showing how they are. And this has to do with creativity as well, right? And there is a mixability element because you either cope with the slow part of the song or you cope with the faster part of the song. And you can use only the faster version or the slower version. And you can get students accustomed to it depending on the pace of learning that you have in the classroom, in your group, right? And we have variety because I can play the video, I can play just the audio. You can do without video or audio, like I did. And you can ask students to put up flashcards. I'm sad, and the ones who are holding the sad card, they will show the sad card, for example, right? So you see, this has to do with mixability, but it has also to do with creating a safe learning environment. And this also has to do with school readiness, because what we are doing is preparing students to get accustomed to this kind of activities. We are paving their way to primary level later on, right? And routines, they're so important because it shows the students what they're supposed to do. When they know what they're expected to do, they feel more confident. When start singing the hello song, they know that they are being welcome. When you use the cleanup song, they know it's time to clean up everything, to get paper, throw it in the trash can, and so on and so forth, right? And the more accustomed they get, the safer they feel in the classroom because they feel that that place belongs to them, right? And guess what? Look, this has to do with eye-hand coordination, fine motor skills. I'm so sorry. I forgot to turn off the audio of my cell phone. No, it's okay. Sorry. So here is a very easy activity where students are going to practice fine motor skills. So when we talk about fine motor skills, we're talking about motor skills. Fine motor skills that will precede writing skills later on, and gross motor skills when they learn how to control their body, their speed, the strength of their body when they're running, for example, right? Because sometimes they run in the backyard and they try to stop before they hit you, but it's too late. You already being bumped at all the time when you were walking in the backyard among kids, isn't it true? So this is a matter of coordination, right? About motor skills. And eventually, students will be able to reproduce activities related to songs or related to stories. So, for example, some students might not do what is represented in here, but they can do things that are similar, like hand painting or using Play Doh to build pictures. And they will get better and better until up to a point when they can create wonderful things. And it has to be related to their level of development, right? 3-year-old students, they can do things that are different from 4-year-old students. Who are different from 5-year-old students, right? Their level of cognitive development and physical development will change year by year. Okay, so by school readiness, we are talking about developing social skills, how to work with one another, how to help one another, how to become part of a group, right? At the beginning, they're very self centered, isn't it? These are my pencils. I'm not going to share with anybody. Well, the teacher is mine, and he or she is my teacher, not your teacher. Well, you see, you drew a bigger heart for her than for me, right? So they're learning to share. And this is something very, very important in terms of social emotional skills, not only in terms of development for their life, but also for rapport in the classroom, right? We are talking so much about motor skills, but this has to do with how prepared they are for primary level. Students who go through a pre-primary course, they get to primary level more in a more independent way. They are more independent. They are keener. They are smarter, and especially they are a lot more social than the ones who don't. Right, the ones who don't go to a pre-primary course. School readiness works with school routines. So they are accustomed to doing activities like listening to a story, singing a song, and doing different types of activities, TPR activities, for example. This becomes part of their life, right? School routines also build their discipline, and they need discipline in order to feel safe. If they have no idea what is going to happen in the classroom, they won't feel safe at all. And by knowing what happens they will know what they are supposed to do or not do, right? And that has to do with their feeling of independence. Independence can only be fostered if they are disciplined, right? One thing leads to the other. And we are talking about positive behaviors. And when they know how to interact with one another, when they know what to do and how to do it, when they know what they're supposed to do and not supposed to do in the classroom, they develop positive behaviors in the classroom towards the school, towards their peers, towards the teacher. And this has to do with what? With social emotional skills that we have to develop with the students, and nothing better than creating a context. And let me show you our friends. You have been exposed to them. So this is Sophia and Daniel. They're friends, and they're very different, right? Sophia is outgoing and confident. Daniel is shy and considerate. So imagine they're totally different, right? And Hummy and Hug. Hummy is fast, energetic, impulsive, and Hug slow, calm, and thoughtful. So you see here we have the two worlds, reality and fantasy, and they work together because this is how the kids' world is made of fantasy and reality. And this is our friends. At this point, we have to send that message. It's not your world or my world, it's our world. It's our friend. It's our animals. It's our school. It's our food. It's our animals, right? The feeling of belongingness. And this is something that makes a difference. But let me tell you a story. So this is Daniel, right? And Daniel is in the park with his dad. And Sophia is there too because they are very close, right? And Sophia is very excited. And why is that? Because look, she looks at the swing. Wow, I'm so excited. Daniel, let's go there. Let's play. Okay, let's go. And Sophia is the first one, and Daniel helps her. So she goes up and down, and she's so excited, and up and down, and it goes on and on and on. And Sophia is happy. But what about Daniel? Wow, gee, Daniel is kind of tired, right? He's tired. But what about Sophia? Is she tired too? I don't think so. I think she's happy. But she goes on up and down, up and down. And then guess what? Well, Daniel's tired, right? He doesn't feel like playing anymore. So he goes away. And then all of a sudden, Sophia says, Daniel, Daniel, where are you? Daniel, Daniel, where are you? And she goes looking for him. Oh, Daniel. Oh, I'm sad, he says. What do you think Sophia is going to say? I think she realizes, right? She sees Daniel is sad. So she says, Oh, Daniel, I'm sorry. Do you think so? Well, I could stop here and I could play the video, but because we don't have sound, I am going to give you a spoiler. She says, I'm sorry. And she says, Okay, come on, let's go play. And there they are playing again, but this time it's Daniel's turn. And she's happy and he's happy. But what about Hug? She is swaying at the tree. But you see, Hummy is not so happy. But they look at Daniel and Sophia, and guess what? Ta-da! Hummy now is swaying with Hug too. So everybody's happy, right? So this has to do with storytelling. And storytelling, of course, we work with context, we use the language, but we also work on values, with attitudes, with behavior, right? And the most important thing, we have the video. I am just going to play just so you can see the images. But of course, I won't be able to play the story. So see, this is the visual where they are going to the park and the story evolves, right? And they go and play. So they go there and start playing. So I'm going to stop because you can't hear it. I am not going to play the whole thing. But let me show you something. Afterwards, students will have then the opportunity of going to the book and then look at the pictures again, listen to the audio, and complete the exercise. And they can do another exercise where they can reflect on each of the situations when Daniel is happy and when Daniel is sad or tired. And this will lead them to reflect that sharing is something important. And the most important thing is to transfer this idea to other situations. For example, in the second situation, the boy has all the toys and the little girl is sad. So he realizes that and he starts sharing, so everybody's happy. So this does not come naturally. We have to give this idea to the students. We have to challenge them to understand how others feel. So when we talk about stories, there are two things we have to take into consideration. We take into consideration pre-literacy skills. They are getting accustomed to the habit of reading. This is the big book. Uh, all the pictures are together, but in the big book, you have one picture per page, and students will get in contact with the written words. They won't be able to read it, but it's like in Portuguese. They don't read Portuguese, but their parents read stories at bedtime stories when they go to bed, right? So the same thing, they will learn how to flip through the pages from left to right, from up and down. They're learning how to work with stories, how to work with books. And at the same time, they're developing other abilities. So when we talk about stories, they will be able to see in the story scenes that are familiar to them. So they can, let's say, create a connection with the story that is being told. Not only that, but we offer through the stories an expanded context. We can use the stories for review and consolidation of content, but we work also with social emotional skills. For example, sharing and caring, especially with empathy, being able to put ourselves into somebody else's shoes. We work with pre literacy skills. For example, the ability to infer What is going to happen next? How is Daniel feeling? They can understand that because they can empathize with how Daniel must be feeling in that situation, right? They will activate thinking skills. They are still being developed, and in order to develop these thinking skills, they have to use them, right? So we have them used through the stories that we tell. Sorry, and all this is fun. Stories, songs, chants, they're all fun, and they create a positive attitude towards learning. They will go home and say, gee, I love English because English is fun, right? This is Generation Alpha, also known as Gen A, also known as the Alphas. We don't know so much about them yet because this generation is still being born. They are being born from 2010 up to 2024. So they're still being born. But this is the first generation entirely born in the 21st century. So, what do we know about them so far? We know that they are global because they're exposed to different sources of information, with different kinds of different of information from different countries, even, right? So they have a lot of information. They're digital because they are growing up with technology. They are being surrounded by technology. They are very visual and they're very social. They learn through active activities with a lot of visual input. They are definitely going to be green. That means they are environment conscious. And Generation Alpha tends to be more independent. And time will tell, time will prove that. And because of that, there are certain things that we need. We need a lot of visual input. So, all these images and videos that we have, for example, they are placed on a tool that is meant to being projected on an e-board or a big TV or a projector. And in there, you have everything you need. You have all the songs, the videos, everything. And you have interactive activities that you can do in the classroom with the students. And they love that, going to the e-board or looking at your computer and do the activities. They can have all the input that they have. For example, all the flashcards are there in this program, and they can hear the written word. They can see, although they cannot read it, you can show them the written word. You can, they can hear the word. So if you click on audio, it says excited, sad, etc. Right? We have all the audios, all the videos, and we also have games to be played in the classroom, right? Is that all? No, we have the big book, remember? And the big book is meant to be used in the classroom with all students sitting on the floor where you're doing the storytelling. Not simply telling a story, but having them engage in the story. Like we say in Portuguese, it's not contar uma história, it's contação de história, right? It's storytelling. And we have the physical flashcards for different types of activities that you can do in the classroom, right? And what do they need? They need all this at home, isn't it true? Because the parents say, oh, my kids, well, they want to see the videos again. They want to sing the songs. I want to sing the songs with them. We want to play games at home. So all this material is going to be available, yeah, with a code called home practice, right? So they have all this content. And by the way, the teachers who have access to our Cambridge One platform, there is a demo of this material with all the songs for you to listen again, right? And hug. Hug is the emotional element, and she is the kind of character that welcomes students, that offers support, emotional support, that will make them feel good. Oop, hold on a sec. Gee, This is Hug. We have a puppet, and this puppet has long arms in order to be able to hold our students when they are feeling sad, when they do something very nice, when they feel like having a hug from the character. So, this is going to be used by the teacher in the classroom, but they will connect the stories, the audios, all the content from the book with a real character that they can hug for real, right? I'm going to finish this presentation with a quote from Laura Bush, and she wrote this in the White House Summit on Early Childhood Cognitive Development. That was in 2001, many years ago, but it's still very true. We all have the duty to call attention to the science and seriousness of early childhood cognitive development. And why? Because the years between birth and age 5 are the foundation upon which successful lives are built. And I believe so too. Because what we're doing is what? We are sowing seeds. And what is going to happen in the future? The students will reap flowers and fruit later on in their lives, right? So, again, this takes me back to the title of my presentation, Tiny Steps, because these activities are so simple, so, let's say, practical, so entertaining, but the impact is enormous. Maybe we won't even know the impact is going to give us, but we know that we are building their future, right? And it makes a difference. You might have guessed already. All activities were taken from Ready, Set, Grow, a new pre primary course from Cambridge, American English, 3 levels from 3 year olds to 5 year olds, 5, 6 year olds, right? It's already available. If you want to know more, I'm going to give you the link. But first, there is a message from our friends. Look, they all want to see you very soon, right? We do too. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Now, I don't know if we have time for questions. I don't think so, right? Katja, I'm so sorry.
No worries, Tereza. Please, teachers, don't be shy. Send us questions to Tereza in the Q&A if you have any. Lots of positive feedback, Tereza. Thank
Oh,
you
that's so
so
great,
much
really.
for your plan B of singing the songs.
Oh,
Your plan B was great.
well, later on, I'm gonna hear my own voice, and I'm gonna, I don't know, be well. I will never sing again, probably, because really, it must have been terrible. Thank you so much for putting up with me, right? So, any questions,
You have
Katja?
a fan club here in the chat, Tereza. Lots of loves you.
Oh, really? Wow, wow,
This,
thank
this
you so
presentation
much.
was great. Teresa, I loved how
Oh,
you read with emotion.
oh, thank you.
Ah,
Well, you know,
we have a question. How
oh,
to adapt
yes, please.
from Ignis Lacerda, how to adapt
Okay.
these ideas to a more restricted environment?
I
Uh,
would say that, yes, I would say that you have to know exactly what kind of activity you want to develop. For example, do you want to favor vocabulary? Do you want to favor, for example, rapport in the classroom? And provided that you know exactly what kind of activity you want to favor, then you build your activity towards the amount of time that you have available. Because, for example, this mindfulness activity doesn't matter if you have 10, 12 students in the classroom, or if you have 20, 25 students in the classroom. I think that you have to guide your activities to number one, preparing students with the gestures and the language they want to, they have to use, And after doing that, you little by little guide them throughout the activities. Don't explain, demonstrate, and they will follow you. And depending on the amount of input that you have, if you have, for example, a long song, I would break the song into different steps, into smaller steps. So, for example, if you are singing a song, first present vocabulary, then the order this vocabulary is going to be used, then you work with the movement, then you insert the melody, and then you prepare them for the song. So building smaller steps into a bigger activity generally helps. I don't know if this is the case because the question is very, very general. I hope I have answered your question.
Great, Teresa. I'm
Any
just
other
going to
questions?
let me check. Somebody, Natasha has asked, what do you suggest when there are students with special needs, like autism or Down syndrome? I have placed here in the chat a link to our
Yes.
white paper on special learning needs.
Okay, very good. I would say that the first thing I would do, because although we would love to have something specific for students with special needs, we still have a long way to go. What I would suggest, the first thing is to get to know a little bit more about the student. Getting to know, for example, information on what kind of needs this student will require for the classes, and try to adapt as much as possible using, for example, I don't know, more repetition, or using, for example, different strategies while they are while you are developing the activities. But generally, you need to know from the parents and the specialists who are helping this student the best way of approaching the topic, because every student is different. For example, we have a lot of students who were better in English because they, let's say, they are keen on learning a different language. They might relate to other students in a different way, but they are very good at internalizing the content. So I would say that every case is different, and you have to treat it every student individually. But do not assume. Talk to the parents, talk to the coordinator, and ask for help in this case, because they are the ones who will guide you through the things you are supposed to do and the things you are not supposed to do, right? I hope I have answered your question.
Thank you so much, Teresa. I think now we are over time and we need to finish. You see,
Okay, so
nobody
then,
wants to leave. Yes, nobody wants to leave.
oh, really?
Everyone
Well,
is still
that's so
here.
great to
Yeah.
know. Oh,
Mhm.
so then I'm gonna do the following. Although we kind of surpass a little bit the amount of time, here I'm gonna leave you my email address and the link to Ready Set Grow if you want to know more about it. But if you have any further questions or questions that you remember later on, feel free to contact me. Thank you so much for everything. Now I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and I will let Katya finish the session, right? Okay.
Yes. Well, I just want to say thank you, Teresa, for your wonderful
Thank you
presentation.
very
And thank
much.
you all for your participation, for being here with us. Have a good rest and see you in our next webinar. Bye bye.
I hope so. Bye bye. Thank you, everybody. Bye.